Who here's ever bought a gym membership before, but you never actually went very often? Anyone done that? So the mechanics were there. You got the gym membership, you can get in the door. Why didn't you get there? It's your mindset. So it doesn't really matter what strategy you choose, and when I say strategy, what system you use, you've got to have the right mindset for it. Now, we talked about spelling. I don't know where I put my other pen. I think I put it back there. That's all right. Spelling. So there is a spelling strategy that is the most effective spelling strategy. We kind of talked about it. We'll delve into it a little bit deeper. And that is this. We talked about eye patterns. Left is what? Right is remember. Yeah. Left is lie, right is real. That's the way I remember it. So if we're looking at this person, left is lie, which is construct. Right is remembered. So the most powerful, effective spelling strategy starts off, the first step is visual remembered. It's visual remembered. Who here's a good speller? Who feels like they're a good speller? Yep. Who here can remember, or kind of can remember, like in school there was like the alphabet on the wall? Anyone remember that? Yep. That's a part, you've trained in that way. You visualise it. So really good spellers, they visualise the word. Now if you're a good speller, what sort of emotion do you associate the spelling? Positive. And so the next step is K. And what do we know about the end of a strategy? Has to be a KI. And so really good spellers have a two-step strategy. This is step one. This is step two. And so it's visual remembered down to kinesthetic internal. That's how we install the best strategy. Now, some people that are good spellers don't even know that they do this. It happens on autopilot so fast, they don't have to look up to remember it. They just visualise it and spell it. Now, if you just spell the word knife, you have to see it to be able to spell it. For you to be able to spell success, you see it and you spell it. For you to spell necessary, you see it and then you spell it. So you visualise it and you spell it, and therefore you know whether you're spelling it correctly or not. Now, great spellers cannot spell words effectively for words they've never seen before. They can guess, but they don't know. Whereas great spellers believe they're a great speller because they know how to spell. Whereas ineffective spellers, or people that think they're a bad speller, they have a dysfunctional strategy. Sometimes it'll be visual construct. Now they're trying to make it up. They're like, I can't really remember what the word looks like. I think it looks like that. And so they're constructing it. Or what will happen is you'll see people's eyes go like this. I know when someone's a bad speller because they do something like this. They're like, what are they trying to do? What sense are they trying to access? Yeah, auditory. I'm trying to really make it evident for you. But auditory, they're like auditory construct, auditory remembered. Generally auditory remembered, they're going to go for that, like auditory remembered. Okay, knife. N-I-F. Knife. Yeah, N-I-F. And it's not going to, they're not going to get the right result, are they? So, anytime people's eyes are going left or right, generally it's going to go more so to the right as you watch it, because that's auditory remembered. They're using a dysfunctional strategy. Now, they're going to be able to probably spell some words correctly that sound like they're spelt, but any word that isn't spelt how it sounds, they're going to get wrong. And often, people have a negative kinesthetic. They've got a negative kinesthetic to spelling. They're like, oh, please don't ask me to spell a word. And so they've already got the dysfunctional strategy. They've got the right type of ingredient. It's kind of like, well, you go from flour, which is like a dust, into concrete, which is like a dust. It's still like, it's a dry ingredient, but they're completely different ingredients. It's like going from positive kinesthetic to negative kinesthetic. Emma, I might grab those things if that's all right. I will just use them as a demonstration. Would you guys like to learn how to help someone go from a bad speller to a good speller? Would that be useful? Yep. And this is really useful for kids. Yeah, I was lucky enough to just...
demonstrate on me?
Sorry?
Demonstrate on me?
Possibly, in a moment. I'll demonstrate it first. And so, I was lucky enough to get through my upbringing and I just happened to pick up a good spelling strategy. Some people don't. And I'm just, I don't know how I did it. Maybe it was through my upbringing, through my parents, maybe it was the school I went to, maybe it was a teacher I had. Maybe I was lucky enough that on the day when I was asked to spell a word, I got it right. And so the teacher said, well done, Shane. And so as little Shane, I was like, yay, I'm a good speller. And maybe that was all it was. Maybe it was just chance. And that's the challenge, is that some people, their entire life was refined or defined by that one moment. And it was just that one moment they accidentally got it wrong, and maybe the teacher that they had that day had a bad day, and they said, no, Johnny, you didn't do your homework. Sit down. Next time, do it.
Or the class laughed.
Yeah. Or someone said, geez, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. It's so many possible things that could have happened. And so, all of a sudden, people then start to associate negativity with spelling. So, we've helped people before with this, and we've helped adults, we've helped children, we've helped adults that thought they were dyslexic. We've had people before, we had a guy, I'll tell you his story. He was about 36 from memory, and when he was about 6, he'd been diagnosed with dyslexia. And he had these aspirations, even as a 6-year-old, to be a journalist, and he really wanted to be a journalist. And then when he got told that he wasn't very good at reading, wasn't very good at writing, wasn't very good at spelling, because he had dyslexia, it wasn't a sort of a biological dysfunction. It was, they just couldn't explain it other than he just had dyslexia. And so he became a photographer. He was so determined. He got really good as being a photographer, and he did quite well for himself. And he came to this course, and we were talking about this, and he wanted to change it. And so we brought him up on stage, and the way that you help someone, first of all, what we want to do is make sure that they don't get into the old strategy. So they can't go back to their old way, and they're going to want to. Why do you think they're going to want to go back to their old way? It's comfortable and it's a habit. That's what they've relied on. That's what they've relied on, but it doesn't get the result. And now, what we also do is, if you ask someone to spell a word, and they're a bad speller, the word could be a what? Negative anchor. Could be a negative anchor. So you don't ask people to spell words, you ask whether they can see the picture. You're like, can you see the picture? This is just a picture. It's a picture because, and normally we've run out of green. Normally this is how you would do it. Think black as green. I probably should have done some Darren Brown to you first, maybe. What colour is this? Green. Oh, that's right. You're a little bit uncertain, but now you're certain, aren't you? That's right. Lock it in. Yeah. So normally this would be green. So you want to have red, green, blue. And it doesn't matter what order. It doesn't have to be in a particular order. But these are the 3 words that I would start with if I'm working with an adult. I wouldn't be trying to teach like a 5-year-old necessary. I wouldn't be starting there. Excuse me. But for an adult, I normally start with success. So what you would do is you would write this in 3 colours. In here we've got red, green, blue. And so what I would do for my client, if I'm working with my client, so again, right is real. So I was going to do it. Actually, Dan, do you want to come out on stage? Yeah. Give Dan a huge hand. Bring me out on stage. Take a seat in the change chair.
Yeah, Dan.
Grab a seat. All right, so first of all, Dan, do you believe you're a bad speller?
Not the best, no.
Not the best? All right. Can you spell the word success for me?
SUCCESS.
Yep, great. All right. Can you spell the word necessary for me?
NECCER.
Yep, that's right. Awesome. Cool. Can you spell the word psychology for me?
PHYSIC.
Yep. That's right. Awesome. Cool. All right. Now, it sounds like you have some ability to spell. You're not like completely bad. You're like, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a problem is spelling for you? 10 being a big one, 1 being not much at all.
Probably about a 7 or 8.
7 or 8, yeah, great. What does it stop you from doing?
Not much.
Yep.
But I don't. If I had to come up and write on the board in front of people,
Yep. Just hesitate a little bit.
Terrible.
Yep. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, Dan, I want to take you through this process. Now, what I'm going to do is pre-frame Dan. This is the pre-frame you want to do. So I want to make sure that Dan is not going to go into his old strategy. Now his old strategy, he was using a bit of visualisation, and it was probably a bit more of a kind of a guess at times as well. You're like, I think it's this.
Yes, most of the time. Yeah.
You guess most of the time, yep. So he's probably visual construct, maybe a bit of auditory remembered. He's probably trying to remember how it sounds, how it's supposed to be spelt, but he's not visualising it. Otherwise he would have got some of these other ones correct. So what we're going to do, by the way, have you seen the word necessary before?
Sure.
You've read it before. Like if you could read it off a newspaper, you'd be able to read what it says,
I've
right?
got psychology books at home.
You got psychology books.
I could read it.
You can read it, right?
A million times before. But
Yep, sure. So we know there's no problem with you reading, right?
Reading's good.
Reading's good. Okay. Let me ask you then. What colour is that?
Blue.
What colour is that?
Green.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. What colour is that?
Red.
Great. Awesome. Great. We'll call that green for now. Now, why do you think I did that? What is that testing? Just colourblind. Because there's no good me saying, can you see the green? And he's like, well, they all look green. Yeah, they're all grey or whatever it is. And so I just want to make sure, first of all, that we're testing to make sure this is going to work. The next pre-frame I'm going to give him is, as we do this, this can take as long as you need it to take. There's no pressure. And so what I'm going to do is take you through this process. And I don't want you to guess. I don't want you to guess at all. Anytime that you cannot see something, and that's kind of, I want you to visualise it. Anytime you can't see it, I would prefer you say, can I see it again?
Okay.
And I'll bring it back to you.
Yeah.
There's no hurry, there's no pressure. It's, it can take 10 times to install it, it can take 100 times. I don't mind. I'm cool. I just ate earlier, so I'm all good.
Yeah.
These guys will wait. And so, it can take as long as it's going to take just to get you the outcome.
Yep.
And so that's what we're going to do. Anytime that you're unsure, that you can't see it properly, just say, can I see it again? And I'll bring it back and you can see it again.
Sure.
Now, this is something that I need to do to help you get the result. And that is that if I see you go and use your old strategy, the one that doesn't work for you, would you agree the way that you
Doesn't
spell
work.
right now doesn't
No,
work, right?
doesn't work.
So if I see you go back to use that old strategy, I need to sort of come in and hit you along the side of the I was going to say the face, but no, the shoulder. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And it's just to break you out and stop you from going into that old strategy.
Okay.
Yep. Now, I wouldn't really suggest you do that with kids. And you probably don't.
What would you say is do you want to do this, and then you can tell us the kid version later?
Yeah, well, the kid version you might just say, and if I see you, trying to spell it like any other way, I just might clap. That's just enough to kind of startle them a little bit. And so you don't want to let your child go into the old way that's dysfunctional. You want to teach them the more functional way. For guys, I just like to kind of tap them a little bit. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
cool
You're not going
with
to tap me back?
that. No, not this time.
Okay, great. All right, cool. Now, why do you think I pre-framed him about he can take as long as he needs to?
No pressure, making it.
No pressure, so there's no anxiety. It's not like, oh my God, I've got to get it right. And I want him to stay in a positive state as much as possible. And I want him to feel comfortable about it. And I want him to let him know that, we can do this as much as it takes. So there's no right or wrong, no judgment. So I want to make sure that we do that. Now, if we're working with kids, you'd say, oh, let's play the spelling game. Have you heard about the spelling game? Let's do the spelling game together.
Would you use the word spelling since you've already said not to use spelling?
Yeah, like if you feel like that it's still such a big anchor that you might go, okay, let's not call it the spelling game. I found with most kids that I've worked with, spelling hasn't been the big anchor. It's been more about spelling the word. It's when they're in that moment when they're asked to spell the word, they're like, oh, now they freak out. It's kind of like that one moment. But you might just say, let's just play a visualization game. You could do that. All right, so let's start with this. So what we're going to do is we have visual remembered is up here for you. That's up here. Whether you know that or not, that's kind of where your visual remembered is. And it's going to feel a little bit of strain on the eyes, just a little bit. So if you can just look up here where my hand is, yeah. Just keep looking up there for me, yeah. Yeah, keep looking up there if you can. Just keep looking at my hand. Is that too uncomfortable?
No.
That's all right? Yep, great. All right, you can come back down. So that's where I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold the picture. Just look up there again for me. Yep, great. You're going to look up there. Awesome. Now, what is a achievement in your life that you feel the proudest of or the most joyful as a result of doing that achievement?
I think I'm left-handed, so it's up there. Cause
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry, yeah,
that
that's
way,
right.
so,
Yep, all right.
yeah.
So that's your visual remembered?
Yeah.
Yep, all right, great. Thank you for telling me that.
No.
That's a good thing to check, by the way. Yep. Don't just always assume that your client is the way you expect it. So you're up there.
Yeah.
Awesome, great. So what is a do me a favour. If you just pretend like you're depressed, can you just get depressed for me? Like, can you just get depressed? Yeah. All right, good. Now, do you believe, and I'll use you you're a bit more advanced, do you believe that when you get kinesthetic, do you think your kinesthetic is down here? Or would you feel better looking down here to get kinesthetic? So if you get depressed for me, just pretend like you're depressed. And if you look down to this knee, does that feel better? Or if you look down to this knee, when I say better, does it feel more intense? Down here? Yeah, right, very good. All right. Now you can get happy again.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Awesome. All right. So what's been an achievement for you that you feel really proud of? Something that's made you happy, something that's made you excited.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some business stuff's happened, yeah.
Business stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First house, that was pretty cool.
First house?
Yep.
Yeah. Remember getting your first house?
Yep.
Or was it like you purchased your first house? Or yep, awesome. So remember purchasing your first house? Yep, great. What was that feeling? Describe that feeling for me.
It felt a sense of accomplishment.
Accomplishment?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So what I want you to do is really focus on that sense of accomplishment, and I want you to look down here and give yourself that feeling. Look down there, give yourself that feeling of accomplishment. And what would make a hand gesture that would sort of symbolise? What would be a hand gesture like? Would you be like, yes? Or would you be like, yes? Or would you be like, yeah? What would be a hand gesture for you that would sort of symbolise that achievement?
Yeah, bro, that's all right.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. So you know that feeling of achievement?
Yep.
You got that feeling? Yep. Look down here and make that hand gesture for me. Yeah, good, awesome. All right, you can look back to me. All right, we're going to do it one more time. This time I want you to double that feeling. Really look down there and get that sense of achievement. Go, yeah, awesome. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do is going to use that as the place for you to go. So the process that we're going to train you in is go visual remembered. And then once you can see it and you get a part of it right, I'm going to have you look down here and give yourself that sort of good feeling. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And we're going to kind of install it this way, because the best and effective spelling strategy is a two-step strategy. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, great. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold the picture up here. Can you see the picture there?
Yep.
Yep. You can see it all clearly?
Yep.
Yep, great. Now, yeah, keep looking at it. I just want to keep looking at it. Now, imagine you can take a photo in your mind of that picture. And I'm going to take the picture away, but I want you to visualise the picture still being there. Just take a snapshot in your mind. Yep. I'm going to take it away, and I want you to see whether you can still see it there. Can you still see it there?
Yep.
You can see it there clearly? Yep. On a scale of 1 to 10, how clear is that picture for you?
Not so clear now.
Yeah, good. All right, good. That's it. So I'll just assume you asked for it back then. That's all I want you to do is just go, you know what, I want it back. I want you to see it really clearly. Take a photograph of it. Yep. All right, I'm going to take it away. Can you see that picture there?
Yep.
So you can see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. Can you see the colours?
Yep.
Yep, great. By the way, did I hold that upside down for you before?
No.
Was that up the right way? Good. All right. All right, so you can clearly see the colours.
Yep.
Yep. Can you tell me what the first colour is?
Great.
Good. Look down there. Give yourself that good feeling. Yes. Yeah. Good. Awesome. Great. Give me a huge hand, by the way. Yeah, nice. So I'll deconstruct this as we're doing. What did I get him to focus on first of all? Just the colour. Just the colour. So we're not working with words or letters yet. Just colour. So I want to install the strategy just with colours first of all. All right. Great. So you're doing awesome at this.
Yep.
So take a photograph in your mind. Let's take a snapshot. Yep. Good. Pull it away. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. And you can see the other colours there?
Yep.
Yep. Can you see the last colour?
Blue.
Good. Look down there, give yourself a good feeling. Yes! Give me a huge hand, give me a huge hand. That's good. That's good. All right. I know this might seem simple, I'm not sure whether it does or not. Even if it seems simple, it's just a way to help your unconscious mind retrain itself to pick up the new effective strategy.
Yep.
Yep, great. All right, so get you to look back up there. Take a photograph in your mind. Yep. And pull it away. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
You can see it very clearly?
Yep.
Yep. So clear that you can read the blue letters. Can you read them?
ARY. Okay.
Good. Look down there. Give yourself a good feeling. Yes. Awesome work. Awesome work. Good job. All right. Bring it back. Take a snapshot in your mind. Yep. Good. Now pull it away. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
You can see it really clear, like you're looking off a bit of paper.
Yep.
Yep. Good. All right. So can you say the green-black letters for me as you read it?
NECESS.
Yep. Good.
ARY.
Yeah, give you a good feeling. Nice. I threw you off by saying the black-green letters.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. You just spelt necessary. All right.
I'm thinking of two colours. Right?
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Good. All right. So take a snapshot in your mind again.
Yep.
You see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. So clearly, yeah, it's like reading off a page. Yep. All right. So can you, without reading them out to me, I just want to ask you a question. Can you see the blue letters? Can you see them clearly?
Yeah.
All right. Can you say the blue letters backwards?
YRE,
Y. Read it off the page.
backwards.
Yep. Backwards.
YRA.
Yes. Give me your look down there. Yes. Awesome work. Good work. Good work. Good work. All right. Take a snapshot. Yep. Good. All right. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Like as you're reading off a page?
Yep.
All right. So the middle colour, what do you want to call the middle colour?
Green.
Green. Okay. So can you say the green letters for me?
EWS.
Yes. Look down there. Give yourself a good feeling. Yes. Awesome. Take a snapshot again. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Can you see the red letters?
Yep.
Can you say the red letters backwards?
CEN.
Good. Look down there. Gives a good feeling. Awesome. Can you see the picture?
Yep.
Yep. See it clearly?
Yep.
Like you're reading off a paper?
Yep.
Yep. Can you spell necessary backwards as you see it?
YRA.
Yep.
Double SECEN.
Give yourself a huge feeling. Nice work, man. Nice work. Awesome job. Can you see the picture?
Yep.
Can you spell necessary for me?
NECESSARY.
Look down there, give yourself a huge feeling. High five, man. High five. Good job. That one's done. All right. So what this does for a lot of people, especially when they have dyslexia, it becomes like a party trick for them. Most people can't spell necessary backwards. Dan can now. And so it changes their belief around, I'm a bad speller. Dude, not too many people can spell necessary backwards, let alone forwards. And you can do both. So it just starts to change their whole belief, like, wow, actually I can do this stuff. So we'll do another word just to kind of lock it in. All right, so same process, just a different word this time, different picture.
Yep.
All right, great. So I want you to look up here, take a photograph of the picture, just take a snapshot in your mind. Yep, good. And pull it away. I just want you to tell me whether you can see it clearly. If not, tell me to bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back.
Good, awesome. Yep. Take a snapshot in your mind. Yep, good. All right, pull it away. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. Clearly like you're reading off a bit of paper?
Yep.
Yep. Can you tell me what the blue letters are?
OGY.
Look, yeah, great. Give yourself down here. Awesome feeling. Good work, good work. Nice, nice. Awesome. All right. Take a snapshot again. Yep, good. Pull it away. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. Can you say the red letters for me as you read it?
PHY.
Is it-
PYH.
No, awesome. All right, almost. Okay, we'll do it again. Bring it back.
Yes.
Take a snapshot in your mind. Yep, good. I'm going to pull it away.
Yep.
All right. Can you see the colours clearly?
Bring it back.
Yep, good. Awesome.
Yep.
Yep, all right. Take a snapshot in your mind. Can you see it clearly there?
Yep.
Yep. So like it's still in front of you?
Yep.
Yep. Now I'm going to go for, can you see the green letters? Can you see them? If you can't, you tell me to bring it back.
No, I can't see it.
Good, awesome. Take a snapshot in your mind. Yep, good. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, can you see the green letters? Just can you see them? Yes,
Yep.
yes or no? You can see them clearly. How many green letters can you see?
4.
Awesome. Look down there, give yourselves a good feeling. Yes! Awesome. Good, nice work. Good job, man. Can you see it clearly?
Yep.
Like you're reading off a paper?
Yep.
Yep. And so you can see those 4 green letters?
Yep.
Can you spell those 4 letters?
Yes.
Go for it.
CHOL.
Awesome work. Look down there, give yourself a good feeling. Awesome work, man. Good job. Can you see the picture?
Yep.
Can you see all 3 colours?
Yes.
Okay. And you can see the red colours clearly, like you're reading off a paper?
Yes.
Okay. Say the red letters for me.
PSY.
Look down there, give yourself a good feeling. Yes. Awesome work. Okay. Can you see the picture?
Yep.
You see it clearly?
Yeah.
Can you see the blue letters clearly?
Yes.
All right. And so much so like they're reading off a paper?
Yep.
Can you say the blue letters backwards?
YGO.
Look down there, give yourself a good feeling. Yes. Awesome work, man. Good job. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
See it clearly?
Yeah.
Like you're reading off a paper?
Yeah.
Can you say the green letters backwards as you're reading it, or can you see it clearly?
LOHC.
Awesome work. Yeah, nice work. Good job, man. Good job. Awesome. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
Can you see it clearly?
Yeah.
Can you spell the picture for me?
PSYCHOLOGY.
Look down there, kids. Really awesome work, man. Awesome work. Good job. Can you see the picture clearly?
Yeah.
Like you're reading off a paper.
Yes.
Can you spell psychology backwards as you're reading it?
YGO LOHC YSP.
Awesome work. Awesome work, man. See the picture up there?
Yep.
Spell psychology.
PSYCHOLOGY.
Look down there, gives us an awesome feeling. High five again, man. That's it. Look up there. Spell psychology backwards.
YGO LOHC SP.
Look down there, awesome feeling. Awesome work, man. That one's done. That one's done. Who here feels like they're a good speller? Anyone want to have a go at spelling psychology backwards? What's different? What's changed?
If I can spell a little bit now, so.
You can spell better now, yeah? Yeah, awesome. And so how do you think that's going to change things for you?
Like I said, it's probably since it's funny, like I said, back to school, sort of grade 3, I remember getting in trouble for sitting in the corner for not doing my homework or getting something wrong, and it's probably stems back to that.
Yeah.
So I've just sort of skated through life. It's justified it, read a few books. Richard Branson can't read and write, so I'm good. So justified it, and then it's been, haven't really, But it is painful, especially when I'm writing letters or filling in forms. So that's when it's, that's when I'm more self-conscious of it.
Sure. Yeah. So what we've done is we've installed 2 words. What I'd recommend you do over the next probably week is do this maybe another 2 or 3 times. So find some words that you know you kind of struggle with. Like they're kind of like, oh, I just need to get my head around that. Get a bit of paper, get 3 coloured pens, write it out in 3 colours. So try to kind of chunk it into 3 colours. Doesn't matter what order it's in. Just go 3 colours. If you're doing it for yourself, get a table. What you could do is get a table, and you put the table in front of you. Put the word where your visual remembered is. For you, it's reversed, so it'll be up there. And I want you to kind of take a snapshot. So kind of force yourself not to turn your head towards it, but kind of keep your head straight and force your eyes over there. So you're now into your visual remembered. Take a snapshot of it, pull it away. If you still can't see it, bring it back. Keep training yourself to do that. And it shouldn't take you long because you've already started to train your unconscious mind to do this. It's going to be much faster than what we did because you've already done it a few times. So you just go, yep, all right, I can see it. And then still take yourself through the discipline of when you can say it right, you go, yes, give yourself that good feeling. And keep just installing that. If you do that probably 2 or 3 more times over the next week, your unconscious mind takes on as a habit and you'll just be a much better speller from that day forward. Because any time that it's like your autopilot then takes on. It's like, oh yeah, cool. All right, Dan, if that's what you want us to do, the crew are like, okay, Dan, we'll stop spelling the old stupid way. We'll spell the better way now. And so they pick it up and you just start spelling better from then on. But you have to kind of reinstall it a few times just over the next few days, just to kind of really lock it in.
No problem.
How was that?
Good.
Do you want to share it?
Languages as well?
Does it what?
Work with other languages as well?
In terms of what, spelling other languages?
Oh yeah, well, I'm learning Chinese, and sort of Chinese symbols are quite tricky as well.
Yeah, well, if you want to, I mean, use your visual remembered. Visual remembered is going to help you remember the Chinese characters. So absolutely, put your Chinese characters up there, and then you might have, I don't know, some other association. So if you have a Chinese character, I know in Japanese, the characters also have like a meaning to it. Yeah. And so if you can associate what that actually means, then it's going to be easier for you to have a picture that is associated to the symbol. And just do it in your visual remembered. When you get it right, give yourself a good feeling. You have a 2-step language learning strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Give Dan a huge hand. I'll give you a hug, man. Give you a hug. That's right, man. Thanks, buddy. Awesome work. So that is the spelling strategy. So that can just change people's lives quite significantly. I mean, people can sort of define themselves as being a bad speller. I'll finish the story about the 36-year-old photographer. When we did this to him, after I think we went through his success he couldn't do, we did necessary, did psychology, and he was spelling it forwards and backwards just like Dan was, and he just started tearing up and he went all like a child. He was like, oh, he was like all giddy, and he just couldn't stop laughing and crying and laughing and crying. And what had happened is he kind of went back to that point when he was like a 6-year-old kid, when someone had then first told him that he was dyslexic. And it kind of, you just saw it happen in like a moment, probably a matter of minutes, where his whole history just kind of like reversed and changed, and he realised that, oh, that's right, he just burst into tears. Because in that moment he realised that he wasn't dyslexic the entire time. It was just that someone hadn't taught him this spelling strategy. They hadn't given him the way for him to learn, for him to be able to become a great speller. And since then, he loves books. He's gone into schools to teach other kids. He doesn't want other kids to kind of go through their life and get to 36 and realise, hang on, it was just because someone didn't teach me the way I need to be taught. So it can change people's lives quite significantly. I know Jess, but Jess is not in the room, is she? No. So Jess's little brother, Jess is the oldest of 7 kids. And Jess's father is different from Jess's siblings' father. And so there's Jess, and then there's the other 6, and they've got a different father. Now, the next in line after Jess was told that he had a learning disability. And so he wasn't very good at school. And so he kind of dropped out. And then Jess's sister, who was coming after him, about a year after him, she was told she had a learning disability. And she wasn't very good at school. And so she kind of dropped out. And then all of the other kids all had just been assuming that they all got learning disabilities. And they just thought, Jess, you're just different, you're just lucky, it doesn't affect you. But all her other siblings were just bad at school, bad at spelling, bad at, they just hated school. And her little brother, who was, I think about 6, I might get this wrong, 5 or 6, he couldn't spell as a 6-year-old. So she took him through this program, through this exercise, and she had her little brother spelling words like dragon, forwards and backwards. And he was loving it. He was a little kid. He was loving this story, this game. Then Jess brought him into the lounge room where all the rest of the family was. And on a Sunday, Jess's big family gets together. And so she brought her little her little brother out, and she said, Isaac, spell dragon. So he spelled dragon forwards. She said, Isaac, spell dragon backwards. He spelled dragon backwards. And his older brothers and sisters, they're just jaw dropped, because they're like, what? How does he do that? Like, we're supposed to have learning disabilities. And even though Jess didn't work with her other brothers and sisters, by them seeing that their little brother can be a good speller and he's like them, it changed their belief around, hang on, maybe we can get better at it. And as a result, some of them have gone back to school and they're doing much better for themselves. And so there is a bit of a ripple effect this can have with people. Now, also Jess's little brother, who's now 14, I think he's about 14 now. He's a much better speller than he would have been had he not gone through that. He's a much better speller compared to his other brothers and sisters when they were 14 as well. And so it can just really help kids get the right strategy, because once you give them the right strategy, they have it for life. They just have it then. It's kind of like once you get it, unless something significant happens, it's not going to create the dysfunctional strategy again. Was that useful, yes or no?
Yes.